Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's BraveFunk here, and I'm bringing you another video today. Today is a slight departure from what I've been doing in the past. The past several vids I've made have concentrated on characters that I want to see in the next game, or characters that could be in the next game. And in the future I will be doing some more character videos. I've got the next video I'm planning on doing would be third-party characters that we could see, a complete analysis, and then I think I'm going to do a complete analysis of characters series by series that I think will show up or could show up, in the next game. But for right now, I'm going to do a top 10 stages that I want to see return for Super Smash Bros. 4. This list is comprised of 10 stages throughout all of Smash Bros. History that I want to see in some form in Smash Brothers. Now, ideally, I'd like to see them on Smash Bros. For the Wii U because that's the platform I plan to play the most on. I would accept seeing them on the 3DS, but honestly, and I want to get into that for a second here, I don't like the idea of having exclusive stages for one of those platforms, like especially for the 3DS. Like, I want to see, and this is probably something that I would want even more than a lot of these stages, would be all of the 3DS stages available as downloadable content for Wii U. Um, I just stages are what makes this game cool. I mean, in the grand total of Brawl, there was just an absolute ton of stages. I think we only wound up shutting like 5 or 6 of them off, because Flat Zone and Mario Bros. 75M, those were just nightmarishly difficult stages to play a game on. Um, that being said, though, I like having a ton of stages available. I like when I hit random, not knowing what's going to come next, and that's again why these are 10 stages that I think are fun or iconic that I think need to come back. Something else I want to point out: I am not a tournament player. I think it'd be fun to go, but I know I'd get my ass kicked. I am a casual Smash Bros. Player, so these are 10 stages. These are not all necessarily tournament legal stages, although there are a few on here. So, all that being said, I'm going to get into my list. Number 10 is Hyrule Castle from Smash Bros. 64. I really loved this stage. It's one of a few stages from Smash 64 on this list. I was sad when it never came back. Hyrule Castle 64 is just fun. It's a perfect stage. It's neutral. There's a lot of stage hazards and a lot of other levels. There is the tornado, which is kind of cool because if you want to go into that little corner, then you might have to face that. But there's a lot of different platforms for people to go land on, go fight on, whatever. I think it was a very well designed stage. I think they should bring it back in some capacity. Please just give us something better than Temple. For God's sake, that level's horrible. Next up is Mushroom Kingdom, also from Smash 64. I loved this because it was, an homage to classic games back back in Smash 64. It was that homage. It had the platforms you could stand on. It had, 2 different levels. A lot of people didn't really like it, but I thought it was a great stage. It was the first unlockable stage in Smash Bros. History. So in that sense, it is very iconic. I think they need to bring it back in some way, shape, or form. Next on my list is a stage that a lot of people, especially the competitive folk, don't enjoy, but that's the pirate ship from Brawl. I like just the variety of different things that happen on this stage. You can have the cyclone that throws you up into the air. You can have the boat that shows up on the right. You can have the rock that you smash into on the left, or you can just have a stage that plays as normal. Plus, music is a huge thing for me, so just hearing all those great Zelda tunes on this level really set it apart and really set the bar for it. I really loved getting to play on this level, and I want to see it come back. Also, with the impending release of Wind Waker for Wii U, I think we have a good shot of seeing this level come back of any of them that I have on this list. Pirate Ship has the best shot because of Wind Waker HD. Um, Next on my list is Frigate Orpheon, also from Brawl. Frigate Orpheon, it's a level, and I think they do allow this competitively, so it's a level that a lot of people enjoy. I love the fast pacedness of the level. I loved, the level flipping over, and it's almost identical on both sides, but just slightly different, on the top and the bottom, and I kind of like that about it. You have the Parasite Queen in the background flipping you over. The music again was phenomenal on this level. Um, it was just a great level to battle on. Great brawl stage, and I think Sakurai did a lot of really good work with this one. So, Frigate Orpheon, I'd love to see that back. Next on my list, also from Brawl, was the Spear Pillar, and I know for a fact that this level's banned, but it is without a doubt one of the most fun levels in all of Brawl, because you'd get onto the spear pillar and you'd start fighting. You've got your two levels, and I love two level effect dungeon or levels. Like I like Temple for its ability to have battles in different sections, of the level. That's very cool for 4-player battles. Spear pillar was very unique, you know, because it did offer another 2-layer battlefield. But the part that we all loved, the part we all know, was when Dialga, Palkia, or Cresselia, also known, and I'm going to reorder that, Cresselia, Palkia, Dialga, also known in our group as Hoopbird, Penosaurus Rex, and that guy. Like the thought when when Rex would flip the level and all of a sudden gravity goes haywire and you have to figure out how to do that. I knew how to fight in anti-grav or reverse grav, so I knew how to knock people out in that, and that was fun for me. When Hoopbird or Cresselia, for those of you that actually calling it by its name, would start throwing stuff all over the level, it was great, and then Dialga would show up and it'd just be boring. But, again, it was that anticipation of what Pokemon are we going to see in this battle that really set it apart for us. Next is my last level that I'm going to offer from the N64, and that is Saffron City. And a lot of people want to see this level come back, just because it is fun. It is kind of like the Earthbound levels from Melee, and it is kind of similar, or rather like Foresight from Melee. And it is kind of like Newport City, only not gigantic. You'd have that random Pokemon that would come out of the side of the building, and you'd probably have to switch that up because if I recall, Charmander was one of those Pokemon. I don't know if Squirtle or Bulbasaur or any of the evolutionary lines were Pokemon that could come out of that little window, but if they were, and if Pokemon Trainer comes back, you might have to switch up what pokes come out of the building, and that'd be cool anyway because there have been a lot of Pokemon games since the N64 days, so it'd be fun to see. I'd really like to see them update that level for the new game. Next up is a Melee level again, and that is the Fountain of Dreams. And this level is, of any that I've put on here, one that competitive battlers miss when they went to Brawl because it is very neutral. Sometimes the platforms can go away. The music on this stage is absolutely beautiful. I was glad when they brought it back, because they did bring back the other Kirby level, from Melee into Brawl, but the music didn't really fit that level quite as well, I didn't feel. I really think, that music needed to be on Fountain of Dreams. Fountain of Dreams needed to be in Brawl. It wasn't, and I was sad. So that's really what I'm wanting to see. Next up, I've got Brinstar Depths from Melee. Brinstar Depths, another level that I know a lot of people hated, but I think it was absolutely fantastic. Being able to just be on the level and then Kraid flips the level around and you have to adjust as it rotates. It was banned. I don't know why, because it was just a solid surface. Yeah, the level had a stage hazard, but I didn't think it was that bad, but again, great level. I love Metroid as a series, so as much representation as I can get is the best. Next up on my list is Green Hill Zone from Brawl, and I assume Sonic will be coming back. But given the partnership kind of that's been going on between Sega and Nintendo, what with Sonic becoming a Nintendo exclusive for 3 games, and honestly, guys, I could see that extending. I could really see that extending out because Sega is pulling out a lot of stops for Nintendo. Like Sonic Lost World looks amazing. Like that game looks so good. And I fully expect if we see Sonic come back, we'll see a Sonic Lost World level. But I also want to see Green Hill Zone, and the reason why is the Green Hill Zone. Like when you think Sonic the Hedgehog, it is the one level that just really you think that's what you think of when you think Sonic the Hedgehog. Like you think Sonic racing through Green Hill. Like I think if we have Sonic, we should get 2 stages for him. Green Hill should be one of them, and then, like I said, a Lost World stage should be the second one. But I'd love to see Green Hill come back. I love the music on it. Sonic the Hedgehog offers great music throughout its history. You've got just the music, the Green Hill Zone theme, all the different 8 and 16-bit themes that have come out, mostly 16-bit, but all the great 16-bit Sega Genesis classic Sonic music, plus all the rock music from Crush 40 that you hear when you play Sonic. It's an amazing series. I'm so glad that Sega is now working with Nintendo. And again, being somebody who grew up in the 90s, my mind is still blown that Sonic the Hedgehog is appearing on a Nintendo console. Like, it's still amazing to me. But anyway, I've rattled through my top 2 through 10 list of stages I want to see in this new game. I'm going to get to my number 1. First, though, I'd like to make a special honorable mention to the Hainenbow level of Brawl because I was the only person that loved that stage out of my entire group, and so I'd like to see it come back just so that I control my friends more. But more than that, the one level that I really want to see, and it's kind of cheating, but it's Mushroom Kingdom 2 from Melee. Super Mario Bros. 2 does not get enough notoriety. It's sort of that black sheep, that odd man out, kind of like Zelda 2 is, to the Zelda series. Super Mario 2 is to the Mario series. And yes, I know Super Mario 2 is just Doki Doki Panic reskinned to be a Mario game. But I am I am in the minority, I think, in saying that I think Super Mario 2 was a beautiful game. It really needs to get more notice. I'd love to see characters from that game come back. When's the last time you saw Mauser? When's the last time you saw Wart? When's the last time any of these characters graced a Nintendo console? I'd like to see it come back, and I think it would be great, just a great thing overall to have that stage. So anyway, there you have it. My top 10 stage list. Again, keep tuned because I am going to be doing a lot of analysis videos. First up is going to be an analysis, like I said, on third-party characters that could be in Smash Brothers. I've got 8 companies that I think have worked enough with Nintendo that they deserve some form of representation. So we're going to go over that. Then I want to go series by series and discuss what characters we have seen in the past, what characters we could see in the future. So with that, I thank you very much for watching and listening. This is Brave Funk. Peace.